I'm Leanna. I'm the supervising attorney at West Coast Trial Lawyers, and this is how I passed the Nevada bar. I took the Nevada bar in February of 2023. The general experience of taking the bar as a practicing attorney was very different than taking the California bar straight after law school, but the general experience was that it was still really nerve-wracking, it was exhausting, but also very rewarding at the end. So preparing for the bar, again, for the second time around for a different state was very different and slightly challenging because Nevada actually has subject matters that they test that are Nevada specific, where California does not, and actually vice versa. And so I did use a prep course, Themis, when I was studying for California many years ago. Bar Brief was the preferred course. My understanding now is that Themis has taken over and it's the more popular prep course. So if that's what your school is offering, definitely sign up for Themis. It was great. But again, this time around, I was a practicing attorney with a full-time job. I had a family, I have a baby. So it was really different, and time management was really key. And being able to schedule myself or block my schedule at work after a certain time every single day to allow for a few hours to study while I was here, and then certainly studying at home and on weekends was make it or break it. So my study schedule was a little bit all over the place. Again, when you have a full-time job, it's really hard because, you know, clients come in, different cases require different attention and different time and resources. So it was really hard to have a set schedule, but I tried to block off my calendar. I believe it was after like 4 or 4:30. I would stay in the office until about 8, get some studying in, and then I would go home and I would rock my daughter to sleep and do some MBEs on my phone. So any opportunity I got, I tried to study. I only had about a month and a half to prepare, so weekends were definitely packed with studying and no time off for that month and a half. The hardest part of taking the Nevada bar was juggling all of the many different hats I wear now. Again, this was a very different experience from when I was taking the California bar. I wasn't a practicing attorney. I didn't have all of the different responsibilities that I have now. So it was a very different experience. Factoring in the difficulty between one and the other, Nevada was open book. My understanding is that it hasn't been historically, but after COVID it was. So we had that advantage of being able to take notes, outlines, books. It doesn't make the exam super simple because you still have to know and understand how to apply legal theory, but in comparison to California, where you're just memorizing a ridiculous amount of rules and applications, is a little easier when you have some notes to reference during the exam. My advice to bar takers, whether it's your first time, 10th time, whatever it is make sure you are kind to yourself and make sure that you allow yourself some time to practice mental health, because it is a difficult exam and you want to make sure that you are ready mentally, physically, spiritually, in every which way possible on those 2 or 3 days that you're taking the test. My number one tip is always to try to simulate the exam as much as possible. So anytime somebody asks me this question, my answer is take the last few weeks. I typically say in July, or if you're taking the February bar, take that entire month and try to take as many simulated exams as possible. So what that means is wake up at the time you would, start the exam at the time that the exam would be administered, and give yourself just the right amount of breaks so that when you actually get to the actual test, your body, your mind, everything is ready to go and you don't go into shock mode. I would say to never take another exam again, but I said that after California and here I am. So sky's the limit, I guess, maybe taking another test. Probably Arizona's next. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell for notifications.